So I was watching the commercials for that awful Office Space ripoff corporate on Comedy Central, and I was thinking like why people are so comfortable with their reality so resembling Kafka or Winston working at Ingsoc in 1984, and why that's considered normal and like inexorable, and like this whole resistance is futile thing, like the Borg or something, like where it's like, well, what are you going to do? What else are you going to do? You're not going to work for Ingsoc? Like, don't you need razor blades? What's your problem? And I'm like, well, I don't want to work for Ingsoc. Like, I don't want to have rationed razor blades and everyone wears the same blue jumpsuit and they're practically chained in manacles to work at a desk and stare at each other on Homeland Security feeds. I just don't, and I don't understand why people kind of look at you like, well, that's where things are going. Well, that's the way things are going. Like, yeah, and there's people who invoke the free market. They'll be like, well, that's where the free market's going. Doesn't the free market know what it wants? I'm like, what in the fuck are you talking about? You think people always know what's best for themselves? No, they're goose-stepping lemmings. Sorry, I mean, the average person is. And why is everyone goose-stepping towards Winston at Ingsoc? I need to know. And I picture, like, something ideal for me would be something like the Shire or like Hobbiton. Like something like where people just puff on pipe weed and homestead and they just kind of take care of their most basic needs and they take care of each other. They live like a very communal, carefree existence. And then there's this whole like Kafka-esque Winston at Ingsoc, those awful commercials for corporate on Comedy Central. That whole thing of like, like you're barely flickering. You're so depressed. You're barely alive. You scrape yourself together to go to that awful job that Tom Hanks had in Joe versus the Volcano. And why? Like, why do that? And why look at it as inexorable, as resistance is futile? Why look at it like the Borg? I don't understand. I don't understand why people don't go like, I could just make a different choice. Maybe I won't make as much money. Maybe my life won't be as quote unquote secure, but I don't have to make such a horrible, bleak, hopeless choice like that. And I look at Winston in Ingsoc and I'm like, fuck you with the rat mask. Fuck you. Bring on the fucking rat mask. Go ahead. You really think that anything is worse than working at Ingsoc? Like, you think that rats eating off my face isn't worse than working here for even a little while? Like, please, give me a break.